Boy, hello, welcome into Rip the Lips Over the Cushion. What's going on, everybody? Let me see, something's wrong with of course, something is wrong with the camera, of course. So we'll just have to fix that here as we go. But appreciate everyone for tuning in. Welcome in. Here with my good friend and co-host, Kyle Hervey. Just to start off here, welcome to Over the Cushion. This is me and Kyle Hervey's show. Thank you, and it's powered by MCM Contracting, owned and operated by Mark Daniel, serving the Lehigh Valley for 33 years. This show is about dirt racing, and we cover news, current events, and talk to a bunch of drivers. So thanks, everyone, for stopping by. Also, thank you for our sponsors, Bodie Marks Racing and the Automotive Shop. You can find them here on Facebook and at theshopdetails.com. We are live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, both on Facebook and on YouTube. Kyle, how are we doing tonight, man? Tell us about your week, and we'll get I'll get my camera fixed here a little bit.
Little behind on the start there, but we're getting rolling. My week was good, busy. Finally off from racing. Didn't work on any race cars this week.
That's got to be so strange,
weird.
man.
Yeah, man, feels weird having free time. I got some projects sitting at home for indoor that I want to start on, but at the same time, I don't want to start on them. How was your week, Ron?
Oh, the week was very busy with work and planning for like the holidays and stuff like that. So never a dull moment with 3 kids, 5 and under. So always trying to, figure this stuff out. But so far so good, and we got to watch a little bit of racing the last few nights at the Gateway Dirt Nationals. So that was pretty cool. Little short track action, a little controversy for everything. I don't know if you saw any of it.
I saw some clips. I did not see the main events yesterday. I watched some the previous night. Gateway is always an interesting track because it gets very, very rough, and it is very tight racing for the late models and the modifieds out there. So it's always a good show. I think the midgets are usually there, and it's an invitational race, but I guess they got rid of them this year.
I thought I saw them last year, but this year I only saw the modifieds and late models.
I think it's always been an invitational race, and they couldn't ever fill the field because people just didn't want to come. It was kind of cool because, I mean, if it was an open race for the midgets, I think it would be interesting because I think you would get a lot of rookie drivers to the Chili Bowl that would show up just to shake down the car and get used to the midgets. Or like when you have people win the KKM Give Back Classic and they could take the midget ride, I would love to see them be able to go out and at least shake the car down to get a little bit better feel. So when they get into Chili Bowl, it's not their first time in the car. But I think maybe they did away with it because the track does get so rough that it does not look enjoyable. It
looked like it got pretty rough there toward the end. I'm not gonna lie, it looked a little tore up.
Yeah, of course, the highlight I keep seeing is the I guess one of the B qualifiers when Kenny Wallace won, and I mean one of the guys sails the modified off in the corner and hooks a run in the bottom so hard that he just almost stalls the car out. It's crazy. It was
nuts. I mean, that's pretty much how he won.
yeah, that was cool. And then his celebration was.
I know, for a B main, he's just like he's doing the Ric Flair. Woo! He's up on the car. I loved it, dude. I love it. It was so
he's a
cool.
Madman. I don't know if you ever see like his vlog style videos, but he is like 10 out of 10 energy all the time. I'd love to see him run like with the SRX stuff. I don't know if he has, but he would fit in great.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I'm trying to think if he had or not. It feels like he's somebody who you would see there. Like
I feel like
his personality would mesh with those guys.
I agree. I mean, he's just a big personality, pulls a lot of fans. I mean, he was in St. Louis, obviously, so that's like his home crowd. So I don't know. I think it's so cool to see him win. I mean, it sucks for the guy that was leading because he had a good start and he just hit that rut in the bottom, man. It just upset his car real bad.
I don't even know. Was it just the winner transferred? Because that was just the B main. That wasn't even the A.
That was the last chance qualifier. It was winning in, man.
Oh, really? It was just the win. That's that's pretty cool. That was, I mean, that's celebration worthy. That was
I agree. Is there...
I don't know that.
I
That's
mean,
a top moment of the year, I think. Honestly,
I agree too. And then in the main event, man, at least for the late models, Tyler Urban ended up winning it, and he was just ripping the top. He could go anywhere. And then Carpenter got up to like third, I think, but by the end of it, parts of his car were like falling off. Like like it was so rough. He just kept every time he went into the turn, it looked like he was like, I think one of his fenders got pulled off or something. It was freaking wild, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like indoor racing for us in the slingshots. The bodies are gonna get destroyed by the end of it. So come with your worst stuff, and you'll probably go home less a few panels.
Agreed. Let's see if we can get our let's see if we can get our guest in here. He's a little new to the Discord, so we'll definitely work with him real quick to get this going. But yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. This is so great. I mean, we have a super cool guest, so hopefully we can make this work here. Let me see.
We also had the snowball derby going on this weekend. That's always fun.
Oh yeah, how did that go? That big ass fight? Because a lot of NASCAR guys went to it as well.
That's the main event should be tonight. It was on some random streaming service, so I'm probably not gonna watch it unless I find a stream. But I was actually thinking about going down there for the weekend, and because two of my friends are spotting it, and a bunch of my other friends went down to watch, so that would have been pretty cool to head down there to Pensacola.
Did this work?
Hello. Yes, you made it.
You guys don't make this shit easy.
No, we try to make it as difficult as possible. Just, see if you're ready for the challenge.
Well, race car drivers are IT exempt, and you're asking me a lot of shit here right now.
True.
I mean, full disclosure here.
Agreed. But we really appreciate you being here. Everybody that's watching, this is Billy Pauch Jr. He has 120 wins over 6 different divisions, 10 track championships in 4 of those divisions. Pretty much a threat to win in everything he ever gets in for modifies the sprint cars. So really appreciate you being here, Billy, and taking the time to come on the show and talk some dirt racing with us.
I appreciate it. You sound much better. This year kind of sucked at the end, but it was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's not the way to end it, especially when you're planning on going to down south and stuff. But I hope you're healing and getting better. I broke my back as well, so I maybe not as many vertebrae as you, but it's definitely a healing process for sure. I had to wear a big turtle shell when I did it. I don't know if you have to wear any braces or anything.
What, did you break your lower back?
Yeah, my T12 vertebrae. Snowboarding, unfortunately.
I broke the T5 and T6, and it was in the middle, so they didn't give me a big brace. Thank God, because they say the ribs support it. But today, actually, my ribs hurt, which was full disclosure. My sister turned 30. We went dancing on Friday, and I think it killed me. Thought I was doing better, but whatever. It is what it is. It's all good stuff,
Yes.
The dumbass things you got. So I don't know. I got a sports doctor's appointment in 2 weeks. That guy's pretty confident I'll be ready to do indoors. I gotta run with Kyle here and see if I can stay with him.
Yeah. I'm still learning the ropes. Hopefully, when I get back to indoor, I do better than I did outdoor with TQ, because that was a little rough.
Yeah. You're my cousin raved you up there, and then I watched Wall, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't good."
Yeah. No,
I saw. Don't worry, I've been down there plenty of times. I drove a TQ one time. It was so bad. It's the only car I've ever wanted to drive straight in a wall and end my night.
Yikes! That's gotta be.
Yeah. I mean, the car has potential when we take it outdoor. It's just the balance is so off when you slap a wing on top of that Lafler chassis. It just doesn't do the same thing it does indoor, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's tough. You'll find a balance. It just, as everything, it takes time.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So Bill, I guess we'll start from the beginning. You born into a pretty historic racing family, I guess, with your dad. And then, as far as I could tell, it looks like you started pretty young in slingshots, or did you start somewhere in a different class than that? Because I see an old picture from Borgers.
I'm impressed. So I'm impressed you did your research. So I know Kyle. So where are you out of?
I'm out of Milford as well.
Are you really?
Yeah, man. I live 10 minutes from your shop.
Shit. Okay.
I used to. I live in Ewing now. My race shop is 10 minutes from your shop.
Damn. Okay, everyone's pretty close. So yeah, no, I started a while ago, but known this shit for longer than I care to admit. We dabbled in some quarter midgets, but that was like too much politics. That's why I'm not gonna get my kid a quarter midget. And then I got some. And then I went to slingshots, messed with some micros. Then I went straight to modifieds. I had a guy that helped me. So full disclosure, I've never ran for my dad. I've actually always did it myself. And I used his shop for a while, which I actually rent off the back of his now. But it was always, okay, here's your thing. You're going to either fuck up or you're going to make it, for lack of better terms.
Yeah, exactly.
So all the friends I started with, they're kind of out of it. So I guess I made it. Sometimes I wonder, sometimes I don't.
I personally think you made it. You're very, very good, and no one thinks you're going to be running the mid pack for the most part. You really. You won a modified championships at like 3 different tracks, I think, right? Like Georgetown, New Egypt.
Yeah, we've won a few. Big Diamond, Georgetown, New Egypt. That's probably much. We were close this year at Bridgeport. We were second, and we should have won a couple more in New Egypt, but I got sickly. I ended up in the hospital one year with a stomach freaking bug, and I lost the championship on the last night. Long story short of it all.
Holy cow.
So I lost a couple things over the years, but yeah, we've been fortunate. We've won some races here and there. Gave some away in my mind. Anymore, it's pretty much a lot of modifieds. I still dabble with the speedsters and stuff. We won a lot with that this year, but kind of shied away from sprint cars. The older I get, I kind of like my body, so I've kind of shied more to the modifieds. Full disclosure. Doesn't mean I still don't screw with them though.
True. I grew up around modifieds. My uncle raced for a long time. I remember going to Makatech every single weekend. 5 Mile Point, Pencan. I live really right down the road from Makatech and Hamlin Speedway, so that was pretty much every weekend for me. So I don't know. I've seen pictures of like your dad's old cars going to Makatech, so that's kind of a cool thing. I don't know if you've ever had the chance to race there.
I raced there in 2003, right before it closed.
Wow, I might have been there. I was at a pure stock.
Yeah, ran around 2 telephone poles.
Yeah.
The man at the racetrack was Ed Strata.
That's right. And the track is still there, and it's just got a bunch of junk dumped on it. Unfortunately, no one. They can't get the track opened up, and whoever has it just dumps garbage on it, unfortunately. But the stands are still there, the tower, everything's still there. I go back there every couple of years and kind of walk through the overgrown trees and stuff, but it's cool seeing that.
So I always had a contract with Brett Deo that if we could ever open it, we would, but it never worked out. So
if there's anyone that could get the money together to open it, it's probably Brett Deo. I think
someone we'll walk it through. The sad part is though, as much as I love racing and I don't want to see any racetracks closed, sometimes I wonder if we're oversaturated in this area too with racetracks. So I don't know if there is another room for it.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like racing different tracks. And I love the sport, but it gets tougher, and the sport doesn't get easier any other year.
Yeah, it kind of gets everybody spread thin, and you got too many places for people to go, and you don't end up having a big show at any one track on a weekly night.
Exactly, and it's kind of a little tough, Yeah,
I definitely feel that with the slingshot and the micro stuff on the small car side. It's like super spread thin.
Yeah, so while I got you, if I was to start my 7-year-old, he's a little young, but I was gonna take him up to Snydersville, let him start where they get like 1 or 2 juniors. Is that a good idea? And then let him build up.
I saw you on the Slingshot by Tobias Facebook group looking for some slingshot parts here and there. I guess Kyle would be more of a better person to answer this since he's the driver of this group.
Actually, to bring this a little bit full circle here, when I first started out in slingshots, somehow my dad knew that you guys had run slingshots a little bit, and he drove over to your shop and asked you and your dad for a Snydersville setup. And
that's funny.
Just drew it up on a piece of paper, some springs and some ride heights, and you guys looked at it and went, yeah, that sounds like a good place to start. So one of my first setups I ever ran in the slingshot was, a pouch setup.
So that means I got to bug you when I go take my kid, because it's been 15 years. It's been a long time, brother.
Absolutely.
Did you get rid of your slingshot, or you still got it?
I have one. Still. I have not raced it this year.
Don't worry. If you need setups, we can get you in touch with Brett Bieber too, the goat of slingshot racing.
I know Brett for a while. So this is an total slingshot conversation, but
yeah,
it's the division's got its issues. Don't get me wrong. Any division has issues. The thing about a slingshot is, I look at it, you could buy something for like $6,000 and probably you run it for a bunch of years and sell for $5,000. You're not losing a lot.
I will tell you right now, 2 years ago you could buy a Slingshot, pretty good car for $4,500. Right now, that same car would be going for 9 or 10 grand.
It's a big difference.
It's through the roof. It's insane how much the prices have gone up. If somebody listed their car 2 years ago for 6 grand, I would have called them insane, even if it was brand new.
Yeah.
But
That's
Slingshot
wild.
would definitely be a good place to start out in. Snydersville, as much hate as it gets from other people, since it's basically just a go-kart track, it is very difficult to drive and be fast around because it is so flat in one lane.
Well, here's the point. For me, I probably won't do Diamond every Friday. It's tough to do all this racing. I mean, you do 70, 80 races, you get lost. So Friday nights kind of work for me. Hamlin is neat, but it's nice when you're first starting out just to run with 1 or 2 cars to get the feet of it, and then you branch out. That's my opinion. And I'll be honest with you, I went to Shellhammers for some golden hammer this year in a micro, and it was the worst race of the year. I literally left. I was actually the first time I've ever been happy to break leading a B main because it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, yeah, I'm not getting out here till 1 in the morning.
Not like you could leave if it was like the pits are so hectic. It gave me like a panic attack the first time I was there. I was like, I don't know where I'm going.
Shells?
Yeah, it's just like they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool, neat place.
It's
I
great.
like the racetrack or whatnot. It was just literally like it was 10:30 at night, and the B main was going off at Brooklyn, the B, and I was like, oh god, I just literally want to get the hell out of here. So thank God.
Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of Hamlin, and I think you should definitely come to Hamlin if you can. But it is on a Saturday, and I know you're probably swamped with Saturday races and stuff. That's the tough part. You know what I mean? But I mean, if we could get you up Hamlin, that'd be super awesome. I could get some interviews.
That's one person I've never been to. Been a lot of racetracks. Never been there. Never been to Hamlin for whatever reason. Don't know why. And I've known Randy, Denise, and everyone's since I was 10, 8 maybe. Just never went. I don't know why.
Well, hopefully we could persuade you maybe with if we can get a decent paying race. Maybe we get a decent paying 600 race and we can persuade you.
You never know. Somewhere you got to play around a little bit,
Exactly.
You in the Slingshot for the 100 lapper.
Oh, there you go.
Hey. Last time I ran, last time I got a Slingshot, I was at remember when they used to do the West End Fair Nationals?
Yeah.
So I went up there for that, and I started dead last. I think I was up to 3rd, and then get the kid in 2nd. Like I accidentally got into it and spun, and I felt like an ass. And I got out, and the kid was like 12, and I was like, "Yeah, this is the last time I'm doing this." Felt like a big bully in a car.
You're like, yeah, we're probably not doing it.
I'm like, yeah, I don't need to do this again. Like I spun out a 12-year-old for 3rd. I feel like an idiot.
Gotta teach him young,
Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, this is not my style.
I feel like that's how old people are starting in modifieds now, though.
Yes, yeah, they are. I mean, you don't see as much in the modifieds. You see in the crates a lot anymore, though.
Yeah. I think the youngest I've seen in the modifieds is probably Derek McGrew or maybe that Brock Pinkerman. Or whatever his last name is.
Bam guy.
That's Bam Bam. Yeah, that little dude rips, man. I tell you.
He's not bad. I don't know where. Man, they got some money. I've seen they hired a full-time crew chief.
Yeah, you see the shop they're in. There's like 3 late models up on the lifts and stuff.
Like holy crap!
If you got it, man, spend it.
Did you?
Yeah, they raced Slingshots.
Yeah.
I thought they were still in it. I didn't know they moved up, but they always came with the gator, like the pit mule or whatever you want to call it, to the Slingshot races. I'm like, huh,
that's so cool.
Interesting.
So Billy, you've got a ton of wins in the Speedster and 4 different four championships in it, and I know you've raced against your dad in it. How does it feel to race against your dad in any kind of race, I guess, and just like that feeling of one, racing a racing legend, and 2, actually competing and beating your dad?
It's cool until we run together, then it sucks.
Who's it worse for, you or your sister?
You really want the honest opinion on it? It used to be okay when I wasn't that good and I'd run like 10th, but now when I get good, we would argue over that and stuff. So that was not too keen on it. I'll put it to you that way. But it was neat. I mean, we ran a lot of modifieds together, a lot of the speedsters and shit together. So, I never thought I'd race a speedster so long as I did, to be full disclosure. But I'll be honest with you guys. I won 19,000 with that thing in 8 races this year. So how do you give it up?
Yeah, right.
That's tough, man. And it seems like a tough division. I don't know if are they slower or faster than the 600s? I can't tell too much.
They're slower. They're just bulkier. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean?
Are they just is a bigger frame with like a Mopar motor in it or something?
Yeah, it's like a big midget frame with a Mopar in it. It's weird.
They're weird looking things, but hey, I mean, if you can keep winning, no reason to stop.
No. Just like I said, sometimes your time gets the best of you, but it's all good stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And I guess piggybacking on the whole family thing, now that you have a brother-in-law who is a full-time racer as well, like how was I guess not really a transition, but racing him, and then and now he's family, and now have you ever raced all both Mike and your dad in the same race?
I did. It was ugly. It was good. It wasn't bad. I mean, you just gotta race differently. Not that you race differently, you race to win, but you're a little more careful, and sometimes it catches you, which is not the good thing about it. So that's the terrible part about it. You're just like But that's why I think if my kid gets to that point, I think I'm gonna retire because I don't want to run against him.
The real question is, who does your sister cheer for when you're all out there at the same time?
Ooh, that's $1 million question. I don't know if she's ever answered that. I don't know if she would answer that, so I couldn't tell you.
I can't tell if she's like excited for you guys racing together or just completely like stressed out the entire time.
She's probably half stressed out, half a little bit everything,
Yeah. Hey, got a question here in the chat. It says, does Billy have a full-time job, or are you a full-time racer now?
No, I have a full-time job. So I you can do all right racing, but you're not gonna have a life that I want to live, if that makes any sense to you guys. So I always look at it this way. So if I win 10 to 15 races a year, I'm pretty happy because I have a job outside of racing. I'm not gonna win your 30 to 40 like a Matt Shepard or Matt Williamson or whatnot because I have that job. But that job also lets me do a lot of different cool things, and I'm fortunate that I can. I just balance life and work and everything in between, but it's let me race more races than I probably should a year.
Nice. Are you still a financial consultant, or has the occupation?
I am. No, I am. Nice. I've been lucky though. I work from home for the past 5 years, so I don't have to go very far. So I have internet to go. I work in different spots a lot of times.
Do you ever work at the racetrack, or is it are you fully focused?
Disclosure, yeah, I have. I've when I go to Florida, I usually work from the house in the mornings and take half a days, and then work on the car at nights.
Nice.
It's an interesting thing, but then I don't kill a ton of my vacation, so I have some time. So it's a balance, buddy. It's a lot of people. I was just telling someone I sent out sponsorship things yesterday to thank people. It was like 22 letters and stuff. That's a lot of people that make everything go. And it's really, really crazy. It just took me years to finally get there, and it's been awesome.
Now, has the last name helped you at all kind of get those sponsors, or is it kind of they just wanted to see you're winning and you're doing good? Doing well.
I'll put it to you this way. That started me 20 years ago, and then I just kept it going from there. Everyone that sponsors me now is pretty much like people I met in sport and raced, and just kind of kept it going from there. I don't really think if anything anymore, to be honest with you guys. It's I help my dad. Like I give him he'll take one of my cars or do something there. So it's come around in a full circle.
Well, that's kind of what makes you stand out, I guess, in my mind at least, because you're able to take a slight advantage, I guess, with having the Pauch last name, but then propel it into, your own thing, basically. I know, personally, I don't like the I guess the nickname everyone's give you, the kid's kid, because
it's not my favorite, but I don't know where else to go with it.
Exactly,
I just roll with it.
Yeah, I could see that. It's like, can we be a little more creative? Like, I get it, you are the kid's kid, but like, we want something, for you specifically.
Have you started working on your son's nickname yet?
Oh, that's a good question. Right now it's just BP3, so we're working on it from there. I don't know what to say there, but no, I think when you get started, it's like someone that's born into a father that has pizzeria restaurants. You're gonna have a start, but you got to run with it from there. and I look at it this way: like when I first started, there was a Frank Cozy's son, there was a Horton's son, there was a Brightbill son, and I don't think any of them still really race anymore, to be honest with you guys. So I kind of propelled it and made it my own and owned it. Some things I wish I could do better. Some things I wish if I could look back and do it differently. When I was a kid, I was like 18, 19. I drove about everything possible. I think that, for lack of a better term, screwed my win total up. I would have won more if I stuck with something. But I can tell you, I had a shit ton of fun, and I went to a lot of places and most people never get to go to.
Wow. I mean, it's so cool just to see like the progression and how, everything.
So, I mean,
good.
How many different types of cars do you think you've driven? Like, what are some examples? Obviously, we know modified sprint cars, slingshot, speedster, micro. What else have you been in?
Asphalt mod, asphalt late model, super sportsman, wingless 360, 360, 410, wingless 410, DQs, obviously. Ooh, man, I got to think about that from there. Never ran a late model. It's a dirt late model. I ran an asphalt late model. Just a whole bunch of SK modified. I ran a bunch of different stuff when I ran ARCA. We did the ARCA deal. We did the NASCAR mod deal when we were younger. Just a bunch of different stuff, and cool. I think that made me a lot better now than when I was back then. You know.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if running the asphalt and the dirt, simultaneously, or I guess through the years, as in I guess increased your driving prowess. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people at least from what I hear, is like if you run asphalt, you should probably be running dirt just to get that behind the wheel as much as you can is better. But asphalt people running dirt, you see that more with the micros, especially down in North Carolina. Like a lot of the truck guys are running at Millbridge and stuff.
I think it makes you a better, well-rounded driver. Sometimes you get so far and you drive everything, and it kind of hurts you in certain things. I think I'm at the point now where I'm modified to be that 15, 20 race. I mean, don't get me wrong, we won 17 the other year. Whew. But, to be at that level, you got to focus solely on it. And I think that's what makes that part of it tough,
That's got to be. I mean, yeah, because like if you mainly focus on modifieds, you're probably going to win more than you do in any other division. I guess what is your favorite? I guess what's your favorite division?
Then you can't have the fun. You can't have all the fun in the world, right?
True, but no, you should definitely have fun.
So full disclosure, Midget's the best car you'll ever drive, hands down.
Really? Is it just like a driver's car?
Driver's car, most fun, power to weight ratio. You'll never get nothing. You'll never go wrong with that.
Dang. Yeah. I love watching them.
Something I've always had my eye on. I've always wanted to run them. They look like they're so much fun.
Yeah, if you could ever get a shot, do it. It kind of kicked me in the ass this year when I got hurt. Now I'm pretty certain I'm good for indoors, but I got to go see a doctor late December just to clear myself from my back and stuff. And I had a deal lined up with Cruz Petrogan to drive the Chili Bowl, and I was like, I just don't know. So I bailed out on it. And now, don't get me wrong, I've done that. Like, it's a fine line, guys. So yeah. So the likelihood of me like winning the thing is probably slim to none. But the last time I went, I made the A main. So I don't really want to go back and not make the A main. And then I could just say, well, I did it, and so be it. I'm out of here,
Yeah,
exactly. Gosh, that's got to be quite the experience going to the Chili Bowl. Have you ever gone to the Tulsa Shootout at all, or just the Chili Bowl?
Just the Chili Bowl. I always passed on the Shootout just because I couldn't drag myself there for $1,000 to win.
Oh my! It's only $1,000 to win. I didn't know that. Oh my gosh,
that's terrible.
Horrible. It's like
the Chili Bowl doesn't pay much either, doesn't it?
I mean, it's $10,000 to win, but it used to be the notoriety you got out of it. It was really, really worth it. So Kyle, if you went there and ran really good, it would help your maybe make you to the next level. But I'm kind of at the point where I really don't want to go any further. Not that I don't want to go any further. I just don't know where. I don't have that part of it. If I was going to go anywhere, I'd go dirt late model racing, not sprint car racing. So I'm kind of cool with where I'm at.
Jeez. I mean, I just want to get down there and watch. You know what I mean? I think that'd be so cool. And then to be able to talk to these different drivers and stuff is like a dream. Like at this point, where the channel is, it kind of went a little wild this year, I guess, as far as like just talking to drivers. So that's kind of where we're at with this thing. But I mean, gosh, that's got to be quite the experience. Like even just being in the building or in the car has got to be nuts. I can't even imagine. But as far as the modifieds, I mean, that's kind of the pinnacle for me. And around the Northeast, that's kind of like, I don't think there's a lot of late models. I mean, you see them up at Georgetown sometimes. But I mean, around here, modifieds are like king. So I mean, keep doing what you're doing. in my
Exactly.
opinion.
I enjoy it, and I'm like, I've got good things, and I'm like, all right, I can run like 70, 80 races a year, which is plenty of races. So, like, I always tell people, like, so years ago, was it 15 years ago? I had a really good deal with Ram. Everything went through. Dodge kind of backed out, so whatever. So I seen him about, I don't know, 3 months ago, and he goes, hey. How many races run a year? I go, I don't know, 70, 80. He goes, you got a job? Yeah. He goes, do you regret not going that far? I said, some days I do, but he goes, but you still race more than 80% of the people that I've seen try to move south and get a job, so be thankful for it. I said, no, you're right, 100%,
Yeah, definitely. Hey, did you talk to him at all about getting an SRX deal?
Hey, now we're talking
Let's
on that.
go.
I haven't mentioned it, so I want to see him come around here first.
Yeah, that would be cool. Get him to Wall Stadium.
Yes. I don't know, that would beat the hell out of you. I went to watch Turkey Derby last week, and all I did was beat each other up.
Yeah, I mean, the SRX does that anyway when you have somebody like Paul Tracy out there.
True. You got a good point.
That'd be a perfect opportunity. I think that would be great for Wall Stadium. I think it would be a really cool show.
What about Mahoney Valley?
Ooh. I think I like Wall better. All
right.
I've always run well at Mahoning, but I've never liked the track. I like straightaways. I don't like just turning the whole time.
Yeah, it gets you dizzy.
Yeah, and the slingshot, it just wears you out. It's just so much.
That's how
so
it feels
much
like.
G-force. And you never feel like you slow down. The green flag drops, and your fastest lap is when the checkered comes out if there's no cautions, because you just keep building speed every lap and just keep going faster and faster. It's a pretty weird feeling.
Kyle, did you run when they ran the slingshots at Grandview and stuff? That was fast.
No, we were actually supposed to run it last year, and it rained out. I was really excited to do that because I can only imagine what that felt like.
Yeah, it's a little too fast for some of these people.
I did run.
They ran Selinsgrove. Yeah, I was gonna say that's
huge. I remember that. Yeah. I won 10 grand that weekend.
Jesus.
You remember that weekend?
I remember that weekend because I won 10 grand. And I looked up and I'm like, well, there's not a lot of people here. I hope Rich Tobias has enough money to back this.
Yeah. I probably got enough money to cover my hot dog at the food stand.
That was a good hot dog, hopefully.
Yeah, I drove out to Selinsgrove actually one time just for a hot dog. I went out there to race for somebody. We got there, pulled in, sat there, it poured rain. They were like, all right, it's canceled. There's hot dogs, though. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So that was the farthest I've ever driven for a hot dog.
I flew to Tulsa one year to run the Chili Bowl and never met the people. Got off the airport and I was like, I had a little sign like, hi, I'm Billy Pauch. Where the hell are you?
Like, where's your race car? I'm ready to get in.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm flying out there from Illinois. Cool people. I had a good time with them, but it was an odd situation.
Yeah, sketchy deal.
That's gotta be crazy.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
That's it, man. You gotta make it work.
Yes, sir. So, speaking of Grandview, I guess they're running a full schedule next season now that all that Copart stuff is, by the wayside at this point. Any chances you're going to be running Grandview a couple races or full time, or I'll be there for all the Thunder on the Hill stuff. I won't go full time. I'll probably go back to either Bridgeport or New Egypt. Okay. Grandview's cool to visit, but don't want to stay all the time. I'm glad it's going to be there. It was kind of sad it was going, but thankful that it'll be there next year. Hopefully everyone supports it like they said they were gonna, but we'll see when we show up there in April. We will see. I figured you want to get back to Bridgeport, but I mean, aren't you sick of go down just winning all the time? Like, what's his? How is he able to win that much? Like from a racing standpoint. He had me beat this year. I mean, he's got the place figured out. It's a twofold question, The year before we won 8 at New Egypt, do you go back there and say, okay, we got our butt kicked and we ran second in points, we ran second 10 times to him, won twice, or do you go back and say, okay, we're gonna beat his ass and figure out how to do it? So to me, at this point, I'd almost like to stay and say, okay, what do I gotta do to beat him? And that's where I feel on that right now. Gotcha. It almost gives you like a hunger or like a drive to be like, how can we have a better season than he did this year? Yeah, racing's a cool sport, but you have to have drive. Racing's fun. Everyone enjoys winning. You want to win, but the drive to beat someone or do something like that is so much better and sweeter when it happens. Agreed. So you've been to a ton of tracks. You've raced a lot. What's your favorite track over I don't want to say like too far of a gap. I guess in the last, 5 years or whatever. You ever hear of Fulton?
Fulton Speedway was a
Fulton Speedway?
Fulton Speedway, New York. Yeah,
yeah.
That was a badass track.
My uncle blew up a modified on hot laps when we did. So he always raced Mach Attack, and we were like, all right, we'll build this brand new car and go down to Fulton for some big race or whatever. And like Brett Hearn and everybody was there, and as soon as he fired it up for hot laps, like he went out on the track, put his foot to the floor, the thing just blew up, like puff of smoke, like it was. So we campered all the way down there, and we just couldn't race. So then we just got to watch Brett Hearn spank him until he tore his left front tire off of a U-tire. So
nice.
that was interesting. So that's what I remember at Fulton, but I have not been back since. What makes it your favorite track though?
It's just usually racy from top to bottom. I'm gonna give you some different tracks. Fulton's pretty cool. Bloomington Speedway in Indiana is really badass. Alltech Speedway in Florida was probably one of my favorites. There's a little track in North Carolina we went to one time. It's called Tri-County Speedway. It's kind of a big late model track. That was neat. There's some different ones out there that I find pretty cool. Around here, obviously, there's nothing like Grandview's Atmosphere, and that's always been one of my favorites.
Was Tri-County the one where they went to they promoted like 10,000 win and only like 4 cars showed up?
No, that was Cherokee.
Oh, that was Cherokee. Yeah, I think it was like Mike and Billy Decker and whoever else.
Yeah, there wasn't many of them there that kind of showed up like, this isn't good. So
they still paid out the 10K, didn't they?
They did. Amen for that. I give them credit.
Good on them, man. That's great. I mean, terrible promotion, but still.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I love. One of my favorite places is Bridgeport since they redid it to just watch. Even
that's a cool place.
So cool.
Now, have you raced?
I'll be honest with you, though, guys. I mean, I don't know why I didn't say in the beginning. Port Royal is still my favorite right now.
Still your favorite?
Port Royal's. Port Royal is such a badass facility.
It is. How does it compare to Weedsport? I've been to Weedsport, and that's like immaculate. Like as far
Weedsport's an amazing facility, but it races terrible.
Oh, yeah, it's right in the bottom. It's like.
Yep.
But it's
not good racing.
But Super Dirt Car Series pushes it like crazy. They're like, this is the home of Super Dirt Car Series. It's like, but it's not.
Yes, it's not that good.
It's not that good. So even after that wreck that you had when your throttle stuck, you still enjoy going there?
Yeah, you can't let a good place kick you down.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, that was a wild one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that one about knocked me. I was like, ooh, shoot, I'm in trouble here. But that one was actually easier than the one I got hurt there in the end of the year. And not easier, just the hit was different. So, once I got out of that one, I was okay. This one just kind of knocked me down,
Yeah, definitely.
I can't imagine.
Are there any like big events that you would still like to see yourself run in any sort of racing discipline, like whether it's Knoxville Nationals or something like that?
I'd like to get back to Eldora sometime. That was a cool place. I ran there once. Really neat. Knoxville Nationals, I just want to go back and watch. I don't know really where I would want to go. Some of the late model stuff. I've done the Chili Bowl. That was neat. I'd probably like to see Ventura once and stuff like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's a cool thing. Years ago, I'd love to go back and run. I don't know if you guys ever been to Thompson Speedway for the World Series. It's amazing to roll out there. Just some cool shit like that.
Nice. And you said you raced down in like Florida in a couple races, right?
Yeah, we've ran Alltech, New Smyrna one year. We ran Bubba's. We've ran a few down there. God, that place drives me nuts. I think I've ran top 5 every race, but never won. You ever have one of them tracks? It's just aggravating.
That's
like, I don't want to be mean, but that's like Kyle's career almost.
Yeah, any slingshot race, I'll show up and can usually go top 5. Just can't win to save my life.
I didn't follow much, but my cousin David Burns talks highly of Kyle, so I did watch it. I did watch a turkey derby, and Kyle, I'm sorry, it wasn't a good performance.
I have I was actually just thinking about bringing up David, obviously, because him and I, when he was younger, we became close friends, and I ended up helping him out a lot when he was running Snydersville and Hamlin with me, even down to the point where I remember bringing like sets of tools and stuff over to his house and working on the race cars with him because he didn't have the right wrenches and stuff to take the front end out of the car. So, it was always fun working with David and trying to help him out. And it's great to see him move up and race for Marty and be successful in the modifieds and everything.
No, very cool. It's very cool to see where he's come because he had no idea what he was doing when he started at 14. And very, very impressive. Kid works hard at it, and we need people like that.
Agreed. And if you're watching Hamlin, I video all the features there for the last probably 2 or 3 years almost. So
Nice.
you're not gonna miss at least the features. And then I started doing
All right.
driver interviews for like the younger guys, so they seem to like that and get them used to talking in front of a camera. Because most of them do slingshots for a year or two, and then they're moving up to 600s or sportsmans or whatever else. They're out of the slingshots as quick as they can get into them.
No, I get that. No, thank you for doing that, man, guys. I do appreciate you doing the show like this. Any publicity we get for the sport is good publicity. So, very very cool and very much appreciated.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we love dirt racing, and Kyle's a diehard. He's been racing a long time, but I'm not much of a driver, so I'll just stick behind the camera and do as much as I can. And this is kind of a way that I can meet a bunch of people and talk about dirt racing. So, and especially talking with you, because I watched you race for many years and have been a big fan of the modifieds ever since my uncle raced them. 5 Mile Point and Pencan and stuff. It's just been kind of surreal, actually.
Then you have no reason not to come watch next summer.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm gonna make my way to one of the races, and I'm just gonna I'll come find you.
You come say hello, and at the end of the night we'll have a beer together.
Hell yeah, brother. That sounds fantastic.
So like I tell everyone, I'm very easy going until about warm ups, and then about 10 years ago, I realized, I said, okay, everyone stops and talks to me. This isn't bad. You're always nice to people to help you out, nice to fans. You're always that way. But I kind of look miserable from like warm-ups to the feature because that's my job.
Sure.
Not that it's my job, but I'm there to win.
Yeah,
like, I'm not
serious.
there to like chat and talk. Like after that feature, okay, we're gonna shoot the shit bullshit. I'm the easygoing guy, but till that point, like this is my job. Like it's not my job, but it's my job. I take it as I'm there. I'm hired to win. I'm hiring myself to win. This is what I do.
I agree, and I was able to make it to Bloomsburg this year for Short Track Super Series, and I talked to Mike and Matt Shepard, so I made sure to get them before they even had the race suits on, because I figured that'd be a better time than when they're in the thick of it, and it was super cool. Well, I'm a big Matt Shepard fanboy, so I had my shirt on, my hat on. I was super nervous, but then I talked to Mike, and it was just like so easy going, and man, he could really talk your ear off anymore. I think Mandy's got him.
Yeah, Mike can get talking. Matt I've known a while. Very talented. A little more quieter on that part of it. Shit, I think I was running second. I broke a drive shaft at Bloomsburg this summer. If I really want to go back, so shitty night. But hopefully, I hear they're gonna. I hear they're gonna fix that place up and hopefully get the track better and run some more races next year. So I'm hoping that goes through.
Fingers crossed. It's kind of strange in the back straight where the people from the pits can stand, because you can literally stand right next to the Jersey barrier where you guys are. So it's like I don't know if that's kind of like I watched you on Mandy's show talk about safety and stuff, and you mentioned a lot of these tracks have like the weirdest places for people to sit that are like super not safe. And all I could think about is at Bloomsburg you could literally stand right next to the Jersey barrier on the back straight for you guys. And it was just like, well, if someone gets into somebody, that thing's coming right through that little fence. And
full disclosure, not the smartest spot.
No, I totally agree. Not for the big cars that they run there, especially the big sprint cars and stuff. Like, oh my gosh, they flip over like Port Royal fences, and that's kind of nutty too.
Big time.
I gotta try and get out to more races. I only do small car stuff when I'm racing. I've never really been, admittedly, I've been a pretty poor race fan. I don't go to many races. I've been to Grandview and Bridgeport a handful of times, but usually they're working on cars or something like that. Usually I don't get out to just watch.
Yeah, isn't it like tougher to get out to the races when you're actually a driver?
I mean, every time I go to the races, I sit there and be like, damn, I just want to drive.
Yeah, man, I guess it's changed a little bit. It doesn't bother me as much if I know someone. If I don't know anyone, I'm not a good fan. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Well, at least you have somebody to cheer for, right?
Exactly. It's a lot easier to go to a race if you know someone. That's where connection. And I say I got a couple of minutes here, guys. But
okay.
The biggest thing in racing here is connections. And if you can connect with your fans, that makes them come back, because people that don't have any connections are not gonna want to go. Like, you need to build that relationship, because then that person has that fan to root for, and that's what brings people to the racetrack.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, Billy, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. I know you're probably strapped for time here. You got the two kiddos and stuff at home. I got
the one's looking at me like he's ready to go to bed.
I got 3 5 and under, so I know the feeling, my friend.
All right, well, I appreciate it, guys. I look forward to seeing you, Kyle. I'll see you, I guess, in Allentown if I'm hobbling through.
Yeah.
Should be good, and we'll catch up soon, man.
Yeah. So if you want to shout out any sponsors or where they can find you, any of the fans can find you on Facebook or anything, you can. The floor is yours.
I don't want to sound I don't want to sound like cocky there, but I want to say Google me, bitch.
That's true. It's true. I even found your old website. Your old website.
Some old one down stuff, but no, we're on like all that Facebook and stuff like that. I don't know. We're very entwined into it. I think we're like 15,000 people following the pages and stuff. We got a lot of support, a lot of great people, and I can go down the list of people that make this stuff happen. But I'm just gonna tell you guys that it takes a village to build a house, and I've got a village behind me, and a great bunch of villages that make it work.
Yep, and you get the added bonus of your sister doing some media stuff for you, so that always helps get the name out there even more.
Yeah, I don't want to give her too big a head.
Okay. You're doing an okay job, man. Okay.
All right, I'm trying the best I can.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Keep doing the great work, man, and I'll stay in touch.
All right, thanks, Bill.
See you around, Billy.
Well, Kyle, that was super cool.
Yeah, I definitely want I want a shirt with his face on it that just says "Google me, bitch."
Oh my gosh, we could do. I mean, we're in the era where like you just make shirts for everything that's going on, right? So
that's hilarious.
That's so crazy.
I'm gonna make that and wear that to indoors.
Are you?
Yeah, that's actually really funny.
That's wild.
I just can't.
How cool we got to have Billy Pauch Jr. on here. That's super awesome, man. Yeah. And appreciate everybody that's watching and everybody that's posting some questions, and it's just surreal, man. It's just surreal to be able to talk to someone like Billy Pauch Jr. and he's just so laid back, such a cool guy, super nice. What an incredible race car driver. Just never thought he'd be able to, one, have the show, and two, be able to talk to drivers like that. So hopefully we can keep pushing and 10 episodes. That's 10 weeks of doing this, Kyle. This is this is a real deal now.
Pretty soon we'll be able to start telling people to Google us.
That's right. Oh, I'm going to put that on the 2023 New Year's resolutions. Get to the point where
search engine optimization.
Exactly. Sometimes when you search "rip the lip," sometimes you get a bunch of fishing stuff. So I want to push all the fishing stuff out of here and get more racing. Well, if you go on Facebook and type "rip the lip," then I come up. I'm the first one. So that's kind of cool. Or we're the first one. So that's super sweet. But I guess that would be a goal, just to get to that level for sure. I think we need to get Kenny Wallace on here. I bet he would do it. I bet if I could get a hold of him, he'd be like, "I'll see you guys Sunday. Let's do it, man." I would. Oh, that'd be so sick.
You gotta get to an SRX race and go do interviews there.
That would
make some contacts with those guys. That would
then we'd move away from dirt. We'd move away from the dirt and just be a racing channel.
Yeah.
I didn't know he ran pavement cars, modifieds and late models.
That's
crazy. I didn't even see any of that.
Definitely cool.
Yeah,
he's run a lot of cars.
Yeah, my dad's in the chat. Dad, we got it this summer. If you're not racing with Uncle Ralph, then we're going to whatever we can. Okay, me and you. Stop going to work, retire, so we can go to races on the weekend. Oh, what's up, Mike McLaughlin? How we doing, my friend? Great job, Rip the Lip. Oh, thanks. This was a pretty cool show. It felt like it flowed pretty good, and I don't know, just super happy with how it's going, and happy that we get a bunch of people here to watch and enjoy it, and definitely keep commenting and hitting the the like buttons and stuff. Any kind of engagement helps. Now I'm gonna try to do more stuff during the week, but engagement is the key for Facebook. They love engagement, whether it's sharing or liking emojis, whatever the heck all that stuff is. Just do that. Keep commenting. I don't care if it's 50 million. Just keep commenting. Just start putting everything. Amazing. Yeah, so appreciate everybody for stopping in, watching, asking a couple questions. I know we didn't really get to too many questions. I know some people were talking a bunch there, which is unfortunate, but he's got a family and he needs his time as well. So just appreciative that he was able to take as much time as he did to come chat with us. So hopefully we can piggyback off this and keep making it as good as we can. Who do we got next week? Question mark. Let me see if I pull it up quick. If my computer would stop being lame. So for anyone else still watching here, back it up. We have Billy Pauch Jr. tonight, which was awesome. Next week we have the Slidersville Slingshot Champion, James Ben, the All-Star Slingshot Champion, James Ben. So he's been racing for a while, and he was actually the grid guy this year at Hamlin, and he raced full-time at Slidersville and then picking up the championship. After that, on the 18th, we have Dylan Hahn. He is Hamlin track champion for the juniors, Linda Speedway track champion for the juniors, world champion, Speedster champ, or Speedweeks champ. So he's crushing it this year in the juniors. And then for Christmas, I'm not sure what we're doing yet. I think we should probably figure out something for that, Kyle.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be live.
Ideas for New Year's, which would be cool.
Yes.
I don't know what. If anybody has suggestions for a Christmas episode, if we want to do something special, pre-record it or whatever, let us know.
Yeah, if you want to see like
send us a message.
We can meet up and like hang ornaments on a tree or something. I don't know, whatever you guys want to see. I don't really care.
Hang ornaments on a race car.
Do some donuts in the race car, dude. Yes. Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody watching. It's been a great show. We'll be live next Sunday, 8 p.m. Here on Facebook and YouTube. So appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you next week.